village before. On the side of CLG, it looks like, yeah, they're gonna actually go for the similar composition, but this time Miso might be picking up that Diva there.
You know, I really want to believe in the Bastion. When he got buffed, I was hoping it would stay and we'd get to see him, but the protect the president strategies appear to not be really in vogue as of yet. But a man can dream.
Alright, immediately we do see CLG pushing in from the high ground while LG Evil push in from kitchen now, and they are pushing forward as Miso finds that first kill onto Super. That's a crucial pick, taking out the meat of the composition. Ooh. As Hydration lands a nice body shot into Jake in mid-air. Now he's on the hunt for more. No one really there to quite contest him. He's just getting all this free damage off as he's able to hunt down Raw 420 and even get the D-Mech onto Vol. But it's going to be Mikado that picks up the kill. CLG with this opening volley get the first team fight and the point.
Wow, big plays by Hydration. 2 mid-air rockets securing the kill, and you know, once you kill the enemy Pharah in this setup, normally there's not really much else that can deal with a Pharah in the sky. He just takes over.
You have Tracer on the point right now, just contesting it for a little bit, trying to draw some attention away from the high ground position of CLG here. As Jake trying to land some shots with his Pharah of his own, but unfortunately not quite yet. He's on the hunt for this Mercy. It's going to be iShiny that gets the first kill onto Super, and Super, once again, the opening frag on the side of CLG, but Train does answer back, taking out Mikado, so that's a 1-for-1 trade as a boss is able to clean up iShiny there, and now things going in favor of LG Evil as Train finds that kill onto Waffle. He even lands the pulse ball onto Miso, taking him out, and as quickly as the first fight went, it looks like LG Evil will be able to clean this up, and only 41% on the board for CLG before it gets flipped.
Timely drop of the Winston shield there ends up causing some problems, does some splash damage to himself. However, they come back with a lot of ultimates now, Jamerson. They have everything except for the sound barrier, so could be an opportunity for CLG. No ultimates yet, though. Again, many of them are close on the side of LG Evil. They'll have to move fast if they want that advantage.
We do have the mid-air battles, Hydration facing off against Jake. No kills going over quite yet until Vol is able to focus down Mikado there, so taking out a support pretty crucial, but we do have the Resurrect for the. At any point, he can pop that to try and bring him back in. Waffle-tastic coming in. I think they might want to go for the res here, as they only actually pick up a boss health with that, and Bravo to actually pop his own. Super does not receive that, though, as the pulse bomb once again lands onto iShiny. He goes down, and LG Evil really fighting their footing here on Nepal now. Vol picks up a double kill at the end to finish out that team fight as Jake finishes off Hydration. Mikado will just go ahead and reset with his team. 49%, 50% on the board for LG Evil.
Yeah, strong comeback here is already Rob 420 just used the res last fight. He's at 50%, so well on his way to another res before the next team fight breaks out. Another advantage they'll have coming into it. You can see Jake getting more confident, more aggressive as time goes on, diving over the tops of the buildings here, looking for that pickoff, and gets a little support from his Diva Bomb.
Not quite connecting there, but it did displace a lot of the members on the side of CLG. As the barrage comes out, Jake gets the kill onto his iShiny, but Waffle-tastic immediately answers right on back. Primal Rage is going to get popped by Super, but he doesn't find a target quite yet to try and focus down. He is trying to jump into the air to take out Hydration and they are trying to get focused down, but it's going to be Waffle-tastic taking out Raw 420. Super finally does get the kill onto Mikado. Is that going to be enough for LG Evil to hold on to the point? As the self-destruct does come out from Miso here, but he's only going to find Jake onto them. That's actually a pretty big kill, and now Vol is starting to get focused down by the members of CLG. He's going to give it D-Mech very soon as Waffle-tastic is able to put a full flip onto him, and even connecting with that pulse bomb there, CLG will be able to scrap this back in overtime. So now 99% on the board, though. LG Evil just need one good team fight, and they'll be able to secure the first point here.
Oh, Hydration even finding that last snipe on Avast as he was looking to reset, so going to stagger him a bit further. And they take to the sky with their Pharah as well. Doing some good chip damage here. Should have a rocket barrage for the next fight, though we haven't really seen too many big rocket barrages with no setup. No Zarya to protect the Pharah, and Diva is on both teams to eat them up. But still, the threat of it in the later stages of a fight, it can take over and help clean up some kills. So
sound barrier is going to get popped on the side of LG as they push forward. Jake gets the kill onto and that was huge because he had that resurrection. Hydration is going to go for this miracle barrage, but immediately gets taken out of the sky by Jake, and Jake really coming up ahead in this Pharah v Pharah battle as the res is going to be used by Rob 420 just to secure this last team fight. Self-destruct does come out by Miso, but is not going to find anything, and now they are just staggering in one by one. Primal Rage committed by iShiny here, but he's already at half HP. Waffle even dropping down to about 10 before he has to use that recall. He's got no health behind it as the rest does come in. Bell was able to respawn, and now it is going to be Train coming in with a two-man pulse bomb, taking out both supports, and now the rest of CLG should start to crumble here. Hydration going to try and make a last-ditch effort to try and keep this alive, but he's just the borrow, fighting a 6v1. He's going to go ahead and fall to Jake. LG Evil bringing this back to take the first point here on Nepal.
And scream pretty loudly while doing it. That trade had no breaks on map number 1. Really impressive stuff from him. Didn't really keep my eye on him too closely, but he was on fire almost the entire map, and especially once they managed to take the point the first time, just never let up. So we'll see if he can continue doing that moving forward. Do we still see the Pharah Mercy is also the question right now. Hydration currently on the Orisa. Not sure if he's going to stick on it, but I wouldn't be surprised if CLG decide that it's just not working and go to something different.
I mean, you can play the Pharmacy here on Sync, but I think they might switch off. No, they're still hovering over it, so they're going to go ahead and commit to this exact same composition from round number 1, while CLG making drastic changes. Waffle picking up Soldier 76. Hydration's going to be actually on this Orisa, and so we'll see if he can find those nice mini grabs, the halts, to be able to pull people off and get those environmental kills right now, as both teams are going to go ahead and face off here on the high ground position. Orisa's shield is actually up, but iShiny's still holding up his barrier. This is a little weird. I don't think they might be that practiced on Orisa at this point.
Yeah, we'll see if it works out as things move along. They are also running the Zarya. In theory, should be against the Pharah. A great way to build up your energy if you find those barriers right. Unable to bring the Pharah Mercy down, though. Now the first real clash over the point's going to break out. Soldier a bit unprotected. He's got to scatter, head for the hills, as Jake is already halfway towards his ultimate in the Rocket Barrage. Really uncontested so far, and making good things happen as a result with a beautiful boop. Sends Reinhardt flying all the way across the point and off the map. What a sick Pharah play. Going to follow it up with another kill. Jake just popping off here. Make it 3 for the man. Showing that Pharah can work in this map too.
Yeah, during that time, though, CLG did have possession of the point. They were able to get 13% before it finally went on over back to LG Evil. And so now they're going to set up this defense here. We do have the swap-offs coming out on the side of CLG. Miso going back to that Diva here. Hydration has swapped off onto Roadhog, so now we'll see if he can get those environmental kills, but unfortunately, you know, LG Evil doing a really great job of staying far apart and actually staying away from ledge as iShiny tries to go in, but once again, Jake is going to go for the barrage, but he immediately gets clipped out of the sky by Hydration. It's going to be a 2-for-2 trade. Rez does come on out as the self-destruct comes out, doesn't quite land. Jake finding another kill, finding 2, taking out the and Waffle-tastic, and it looks like LG Evil should be able to hold on to this point. CLG trying their best, but they're going to go ahead and reset for this next team fight.
Jake just is not dying and is a constant thorn in their sides as the Pharah and the whole lineup has to be kind of built to deal with him. Meanwhile, Train is getting free reign on the team. Rob's able to sit back, wait for a good opportunity for the res. The Pharah just causing huge amounts of problems for CLG. They don't have a good solution, and they don't seem to be able to deal with the rest of the team as a result either. Another hook, but there's the leap out.
Yeah, their solution is switching Waffle off onto McCree, but he's the first one to go down. Super is able to focus him down, and so now, once again, there's no one to deal with Jake, and Jake is getting free reign. Once again, he's already at about 70% towards his ultimate, and they're just going to force back CLG. And 80% on the board, this might be their last opportunity to try and contest the point.
This is a really good place to drop a Rocket Barrage if you get the opportunity. Not sure if he will, but he's close to it at 80%. They're going to start to move in here. There's the first hog hook attempted by Hydration. They drop the beat. They're going to commit for this with the sound barrier. Finds that first kill, bringing down Train, and that could be the opening. But Rob 420 is very close to a resurrection.
Yeah, self-destruct does come out on the side of LG Evil, and it's gonna be Volconnect,
oh, no!
But Miso lands a 2-man on that, taking out both Jake and Rob 420. So now Resurrect is off the table, and this is CLG's fight to win as they're trying to focus down this Diva. Vol should go down shortly as Primal Rage Wizard is just adding on him. He will clean up his counterpart, taking out Super also, but still 99% on the board, and CLG just have an uphill battle for them here.
What a clutch self-destruct by Miso. Definitely saved the day. If that res comes out, I don't think they take the point. Certainly not as quickly, and quite possibly not at all. So the only ultimate on the board right now is the Resurrection. Meanwhile, McCree does have a Deadeye. We're close to a whole hog here. But a long way to go, as you mentioned. CLG have a lot of work to do. And already the point being capped, uncontested. Somebody's got to step on it soon.
Jedi is being channeled, unfortunately. Everyone breaking line of sight, so no one on the side of LG Evil should fall to it as Train finds the first kill onto Hydration. That's a great opening frag as now they are diving on in. Train finding a second kill, lands the pulse bomb onto Waffle, and he's putting in so much work for his team. And like you had mentioned earlier on in this map, he's gone largely uncontested. There's so many threats coming out on the side of LG Evil. It's hard to figure out who to focus down. Vol even putting in work, taking out Mikado. There we go. Jake once again getting the kill onto the. Now we are into overtime. There's one last attempt to come out from the side of CLG, but no, Hydration won't be able to get in. That's going to be the second point for LG Evil.
A good showing, at least recapping the point, but they had a lot. They had to win like 3 or 4 fights in a row to secure that. Weren't able to do so. So now down 0-2. They're going to have to reverse all kill if they want to take this. Taking 3 maps in a row, a tall order to be sure. Or 3 stages, I should say. And should they lose it, they're going to find themselves on match point the rest of the series. So Hydration, back to the Pharah now. Didn't work so well after, had a hot start on that first stage and then fell off. They swapped off of it, they stopped running it. He's going to go back to the well now. Any reason to believe it's going to be more effective this time?
So Shrine for map number 3, LG Evil looking to close out this first map in the best of 3 series in stunning fashion against CLG right now. They haven't swapped off anything because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, as Jake finds the first kill onto Waffle-tastic, and now they are on the hunt with the man advantage. Jake is actually going to go into this Pharah v Pharah battle with no one to actually try and contest him once again. There's not much being done on the side of CLG to try and counter him. They tried with Waffle-tastic going over onto McCree, but it was not enough, and Jake's still going largely uncontested. He's getting these free shots off.
Yeah, he's hitting the mid-air rockets too. A nice shot on Hydration. Not able to finish him, but a constant threat. And again, all the while, Train just having a field day. Able to sweep in through the backline to supports, not really getting any sort of backup. Quickly picking off the Lucio, turning now onto the Mercy, will bring him down too, and now for Hydration, it's going to be 3 heroes brought down. Jake and Train combining in a big way. They'll cap the point, and looking like it could well be a 3-0 sweep at this rate.
Yeah, they are well on their way for this 3-0 sweep. Waffle does have that pulse bomb almost at the ready. That might be the difference maker, but Train is at 96 himself, and he's already in position. He wants to land a nice, juicy pulse bomb here, and he spots out Mikado. He might go for it now, as they are on the point. CLG are, but they're trying to focus down this Winston, who Super is able to make his way out and kite away. Jake finds that first kill onto the before he finally gets traded away. So no resurrect on the table. He wasn't even close. As Waffle was able to get the kill onto Vol. Pulse bomb comes out, doesn't quite connect as Super trades on back, but now things are looking in favor of CLG at this point, as they do pick up Rob and Super. They will flip it at 35%.
Hydration going for the bounce off there on Train's Tracer. Can't quite boop him, but we'll force him back. Another rocket coming in. Really diving for this. But Train will sneak away and live to fight another day. So they'll reset now. They'll go into their next fight with a Resurrection, as well as a Barrage here and a Primal Rage too. So a decent assortment of ultimates. Not the best synergy, but might be enough to find some picks and take this point back.
LG Evil are back on this point. We do have the Primal Rage getting bought by Ice Shiny. He's already dropped down to about two-thirds of his health as the sound barrier does come out on the side of CLG. That's going to go ahead and signal the sound barrier from the side of LG Evil. And Jake, too busy in his barrage, gets taken out by Misa with the self-destruct, but he immediately gets rezzed on back now. A boss finding the kill onto the might be the difference maker here in this fight, as Super finds the kill onto Mikado. So now both supports down. There's no way for them to try and stay in this fight, as Miso does get demeched here. Volt trying to focus him down. He will be able to kite back, but still, it is in favor of CLG right now. The point is they are taking this up right now, as 5 members of LG Evil are on the point. They're just trying to hold out and trying to get as much percentage on the board. It looks like 60% before it does get flipped in favor of LG Evil.
Yeah, the difference in that fight was close to a Resurrection, didn't have it, didn't get it off, and then, as you mentioned, they lost their supports shortly thereafter, whereas Rob 420 finding clutch Resurrection after clutch Resurrection gives them the power play. It took them a while to take the point back, but they're in good shape now heading into this next stack.
Yeah, they are going for that low ground. They want to push into the stairs, but right now they're getting caught out as the self-destruct does come out. It isn't going to quite connect. Train will be able to demech Miso there. Pulse Bomb connects onto Super by Waffle-tastic, and now CLG flipping his team fight back around, but the resurrection does come out from Raw 420. Super was not a recipient of that, though, so now it's a 6v fight in favor of CLG as they do flip the point. Mikado finding the kill onto Avast, and now they're pushing forward. Shiny will be able to take out Jake, who was going largely uncontested, but now the Winston just jumping into the air is able to focus him down. Hydration will clean up that last kill onto Raw 420. 72% on the board. CLG cannot falter here. They need to keep this alive.
And very importantly, they did that without the resurrection, without really any big ultimates. They're going to have everything except for the pulse bomb ready for this next fight if all goes well. Possibly the Diva Bomb. So a tough take in order. CLG showing some backbone down the stretch. They'll need to take this, then 2 more stages to take the opening map, but they have a shot now.
Oh, Jake gets connected with that mid-air rocket. Now Shiny does jump on in. Pulse Bomb does land onto Shiny, but he is able to just Primal Rage and get most of that health back as Miso is demeched here. Waffle-tastic finding the kill onto Super, and now CLG are really scrapping back. Barrage does come out. That's going to be Hydration finding a kill. That's going to be his 3rd of the team fight as the accidentally kills himself somehow. And now it looks like CLG will finally be able to start what could be a reverse sweep here on Nepal, but still 2 more maps to go to try and take this first map.
Don't call it a comeback just yet, but that was some signs of life for a team that certainly needs them. LG Evil, a very tough opponent to take down. One of the strongest teams, at least, that's been playing regularly in North America. So excited to see if CLG can continue to make a match of it. We're going to see both teams sticking to the Fair Mercy, continue to run mirror compositions, essentially, map after map, with maybe like a slight deviation here or there, but for the most part, they both believe in these lineups, and it's just going to come down to pure outplay as to who's going to take it.
Alright, so we're back onto Village for round number 4 here on Nepal. Both teams posturing to go for that high ground push, and it looks like that's where they are going to collide. Train and Super are actually going to go ahead and approach from main now. It's just Bull up there on the high ground for LG Evil. Once again, we have that pharmacy battle going off right now. Jake getting some free shots along with Hydration, but the damage is going to go ahead and land onto Avast just a little bit. He's going to have to be careful as Super does jump on in. They're trying to focus down Miso here, but Waffle-tastic doing a really good job of trying to dissuade that. Train finding the first kill onto Shiny, though, is going to give the advantage on over to LG Evil as the point is unlocked. No one's actually on it quite yet, as still Miso is going to get demeched here, so Volt is going to have the advantage in that Diva battle. Once again, the frags not coming out as explosive as before, but Avast finding the kill with a Waffle-tastic is going to allow LG Evil to take control of the point.
Hydration really hoping to pick off Jake there. Couldn't land the second mid-air rocket. And while they're trading fairly evenly in the air, it just feels like on the ground, the edge has been largely going to LG Evil. Train, in particular, doing a lot of work, winning the land battle, securing them the point. Now up to 20%. Pulse Bomb at the ready. Some juicy targets here with the Winston, the Diva. A couple of easy-to-stick tanks. And it looks like they will be coming in through the high ground on the right once again.
Yep, they are pushing in from the high ground. Waffle and Shiny pushing in from kitchen there. They're trying to get into the back line as the Pulse Bomb does come out. It's going to be Waffle-tastic that takes out a bot. That's a support trade, but Bull immediately goes down to Waffle-tastic. Train trying to keep this alive. As the res does come out, Bull will immediately get back into mech, and now team fight going in favor of LG Evil as Jake finds the kill onto Mikado. We do see Miso trying to keep this alive on the point, but still, it is in possession of LG Evil as Train cleans up Hydration. Now 50% on the board, and things are looking so good for LG Evil. They've got the barrage, they've got the sound barrier, and the primal rage.
Still no resurrection for the either. Might not even have it until after this fight, potentially. So Jake poking a little more aggressively, finds the pick on Waffle-tastic, and that's going to further set back a team that needs to get their feet under them and a smooth progression towards the point in short order. Time becoming an issue now, only 25% or so to go. Continues to lay in the damage. Still no real great answer for the Pharah Mercy. If your Pharah isn't winning the fight, there's really no plan B, and we're seeing that here time and again. Barrage at the ready. All right, there you go. Miso turns him into miso soup with the power of
that was a
the
Hail
Diva.
Mary self-destruct and did connect onto Jake as the sound barrier comes out, but Hydration with the barrage will be able to clean up the kill onto Vol. CLG scrapping back into this right now as Waffle is able to get the kill onto Raw 420. He is holding on to that Resurrect, but at this point, you just take the wipe as LG Evil. Don't use any ultimates and just come back because they do have the 99% advantage here.
Well, you say it's an advantage, but we have seen the 0 to 100 once. We'll see if they can do it again. finds the pulse bomb. Train on the... That's the Mercy way behind enemy lines. So Train's just gonna chill. Wait it out.
Now. And, right now, Hydration doesn't have his Mercy to keep him topped off, so he does have to play a little bit more passively. Vol does get D-Mech as Waffle-tastic with that Pulse Bomb will go ahead and finish off that kill. And now Shidy's trying to jump onto the Winston, but it's all Waffle-tastic at this point, taking out Raw 420 once again. Not able to get that res as Hydration will clean up. Train there, 30% on the board, and CLG are doing it for now.
Yeah, Train was going for a spawn campy play there. Did kill the Mercy off once with a Pulse Bomb, but spends a lot of time trying to kill the enemy Pharah. Ultimately ends up dying to Hydration, while Waffle-tastic, as you mentioned, finding kill after kill. Already has another Pulse Bomb again, so the sneaky backstab did not pay off, and I imagine we'll just see him sticking more with the team this time around.
Now 50% on the board as LG Evil are back onto the point. Jake once again getting some free rockets off, not quite connecting yet with those body shots, but they're trying to focus down Dub. Want to make sure that Resurrection is out of the equation, but Waffle-tastic takes Super out of the equation as Hydration answers right on back. Here comes the res. It's going to land onto both Super and Jake there. Jake coming in with the barrage will get double kill before he finally falls himself to it. Barrage committed on the side of CLG, isn't able to find anything quite yet as Hydration only picks up the one kill onto Rob 420. They're keeping this alive with a great self-destruct coming out. Miso is able to land onto Super there. They're able to hold on for now 81%, and LG Evil will have to regroup for one last opportunity to try and take this point back.
Wow, they were up 2-0, now 2-1, and then they're up 99% on what looks to be a win. But all of a sudden, LG Evil find themselves in danger of losing the stage and possibly a very hard-fought match.
Aggressive sound barrier coming out on the side of LG Evil. That's going to allow them to get one kill, but Waffle-tastic with that Pulse Bomb is able to trade right on back. So for Lucio, but Hydration getting a great body shot onto Jake, takes him out, and Miso will come in, and it looks like CLG might have just done it. It is in overtime right now. We do have Volt trying his best to keep it alive, but he's going to get D-Mech there. Train is the last member on the side of LG Evil to try to keep this alive, but we're going to tie it up now. CLG 2-2 here on the Paul against LG Evil.
Well, hard-fought one. Can they go the distance? Thoughts on the same compositions, the mirror lineups throughout the basically all four maps? We saw like a slight deviation on map 2. Should either team be Blinky at this point?
Honestly, both Bar Mercy combos have like paid off in the past in these past 4 rounds so far. It's coming down a lot to Waffle and Train, whose Tracer is actually going to fare better. And in the last 2 rounds, it's been Waffle-tastic. He's been coming up huge with those pulse bombs, landing them onto the supports and getting them out of the equation really quickly. Train's just going to have to repeat that same performance on the side of LG Evil to really keep them in. But right now, it's coming down to the 5th round here on the fall. This is just the first map in the best of 3 series.
Yeah, a bit of a grueling one. It's only a BO3, but still, we'll see. As the Pharah Mercy start to duke it out, going for the mid-air shots, not quite connecting on Jake. Jake, though, finally tanks one. Hydration getting the slight upper hand, but unable to find the kill. Gets the boop off. Monkey going down, but able to boost his way back towards safety. The Scientist survives and lives to fight another day. Still trying to finish off Jake, can't quite do it. In fact, D.Va out of mech now. And VOD'S finding the kills, brings down the enemy mech. Super turned down to Miso, bringing him down as well in turn. And Hydration at 56%, far outstripping Jake's damage output here in the air.
Pulse Bomb is going to get whiffed there by Train, but LG Evil might have done enough damage. It's actually CLG who's on the point with the advantage that a Pulse Bomb does connect. Waffle takes out a boss with that Bull's gonna get D-Mech. Now everything going in favor of CLG as the Winston does try to hop on, but he's got to be careful there. Doesn't have much support in the back line there, and he's going to get taken out very shortly by Miso and the rest of CLG. CLG will be able to take this first team fight and control of the point.
From 0-2 to 1-2 to 2-2, and even with the 99%, unable to close out on stage 4. Can they do it here in the Sanctum? Ultimates are coming soon. We have a resurrection momentarily for both sides. Pulse Bomb almost ready for Train. A bit farther off, but still not that far for Waffle-tastic. Here comes the D.Va Bomb to start things off.
Yeah, self-destruct does come out, but LG Evil are able to dodge away from it as they do have to push in to that Cubby there. We do have the Primal Rage getting popped by both Winstons, but it's going to be Ice Shiny that first kill onto VOD'S. Now Sound Barrier is used on the side of CLG. They've got the man advantage along with the health advantage. We do have the Resurrect coming out from Rob420. Does bring up one, but Train fell just shortly after, and Bull gets cleaned up. Now CLG doing really well in this team fight until the Barrage comes out. Jake lands on to Ice Shiny, but Hydration answers in turn, taking out Jake and finds a nice mid-air to take out Rob420 there, and they will be able to hold on to this point.
Hydration swagging a bit now, finds a couple of key mid-air shots, also wins the Pharah duel. He who shoots most from above apparently comes out on top.
He has the high ground advantage, but Bull does have that self-destruct. Let's see if he'll be able to connect with it. Miso wasn't able to, but he did put his team in a favorable position with it, forcing members of LG Evil into Cubby. Now they are pushing aggressively as the self-destruct comes out. There's no Winston barrier to try and block this out. It will not connect though, and now Bull will immediately get back into his mech. Right now, no damage quite sticking until that pulse bomb comes out. Miso is going to be forced out of mech. Along with Bull actually dropping down, Super coming in with Train. We'll be able to pick up 2 kills in favor of LG Evil as Miso tries to keep this alive right now, but man advantage in favor of LG Evil right now. It's a 5v4 fight on the point as Waffle-tastic will fall to Vast. Their hydration answers on back, but that's support for DPS. Now, falling, there's not going to be any kind of resurrection play coming out from CLG. Finally, LG Evil do take back the point, but once again, we're at 99%.
Alright, here we go. Oh, this would be quite the topsy-turvy result if now LG Evil end up taking it from 0 to 100. A long way to go for that. And meanwhile, I think important to note here, CLG have almost all of their ultimates aside from the Sound Barrier, which is a bit further away, so they could have a big team fight to potentially take this point.
Landing a great body shot onto Jake, taking him out of the equation. Train comes in though, answers right on back. Resurrection does come out. It's going to land onto Jake, but here comes the barrage from Hydration. Gets largely eaten up before he finally falls. Waffle-tastic is able to get that kill. Now Bull is going to get demeched and he falls to his death there. Ice Shiny will be able to take out Rob420, excuse me, but it's the Mercy trade right now. Man advantage in favor of CLG. They are taking on this point. 99% is going to go into overtime, and Train has to try and keep this alive for LG Evil. He does hop onto the point, is going to have to commit his recall to it, but he gets taken out. Excuse me, it's going to be a back. That falls, finally falling. Waffle-tastic will be able to take out his counterpart. Jake, though, with the pharmacy, trying to keep this alive as Bull is going to be the recipient of that pulse. Well, he had just used his shift. He's going to get booped off by Mikado. Mikado doing great work with this Lucio so far. Miso picking up the kill onto Rob420. It looks like CLG might have just done it. The reverse sweep. They're going to go for the celebratory Sound Barrier there, and they've done it.
What a comeback that was. My goodness. Some impressive resilience shown by CLG down the stretch. They will take map 1 against the team who impressed greatly in the Carbon series. So already off to a pretty hot start in this series. Can they go the distance? Can they take the whole best of 3? That's the question. We'll wait and find out soon enough, but man, you don't see the reverse sweep all that often. Certainly not from a less proven team here, not the least of which might be CLG. So initially, defense going to go the way of LG Evil, attacking for CLG. Interested to see if there's any unusual picks. We've seen a lot of Torb today, actually, though no signs that he's coming out on the LG Evil defense, at least not yet.
Yeah, no, Super as like their primary tank. I don't imagine they're going to flex him off onto Torbjorn at this point, but they're going for a pretty dive-heavy composition. Vol picking up a defensive Genji. Train, of course, was putting in work as that Tracer. Unfortunately, Waffle was doing just as good of a job. So yeah, it looks like Vol instead is not going to opt for that Genji. Will pick up Diva instead, and Super will be picking up the Winston there. So a little bit more meat on that dive composition there, the dive defense, as Rob420 has just switched off onto Ana, trying to keep the tanks alive. On the side of the offense, though, there's still plenty of time for them to lock in their picks. I don't know if this Widowmaker is actually going to go through, but we have seen it here on Hollywood before. How do you feel, Jamerson, about the spawn camping defense? Like, if you win that first fight, get a pick or two. Are you a big fan of that hyper-aggressive defense? Yeah, something we've seen Selfless do a bit of.
Do you think that's something that the teams might consider in this game?
With every death.
You have to remember that, you know, ticks on the objective are a resource. You can give away 2 ticks to come in for a third defense, but I think it's far too risky. I like teams just holding on to Cafe or Gatorade and just playing a bit more defensively instead of aggressive. It does make for very compelling and fun gameplay, but at the end of the day, you want the W.
On defense, it does if you're able to spawn camp them. Not so fun if you're the guy trapped in your spawn, but like you said, it is all about taking that point initially, however you got to do it. So teams will move out. We will see CLG on offense, pushing towards the point. Waffle-tastic running the hog and looking for that first hook to break things open. Is he going to find it though? Aims and not going to connect on Jake.
LG plays a bit more passively. They do have the high ground control. Jake and Raw 420 up on the Cafe high ground to be Vol that gets the first kill onto Mikado, and that's a crucial pick, taking out one of the supports on the offense. And Jake will find that kill onto High Shiny, taking him out. You do have the sleep dart onto Super, but he's going to be largely okay up here. Does have the Ana right there, along with that biotic field to keep him alive. Waffle does push forward with that hog, trying to find a hook, but hasn't been able to connect it quite yet.
Yeah, Jake just not being contested at all on top of Cafe, at least not yet. So having free reign as the soldier, something I imagine they want to change when they move back in again. Still gunning them down from above. They push onto the point. Here comes Diva, re-meching, re-engaging. And still no big hooks from Waffle-tastic.
Out of there.
For the hook opportunity again.
Offense coming out. Waffle-tastic again not able to land those hooks, but Train will with that pulse home onto High Shiny now. So man advantage once again for the defenders as the Graviton Surge does come out, but are they gonna have the follow-up damage for it? They actually find 2 kills off of it, able to even get full out of his mech as the sound barriers are plopped from both sides. Train finding the kill onto the now. This might be what the defense needs to be able to hold on. It's gonna be 3 members on the side of CLG to try and get this point, but no, they do have to back off the super fight to kill onto Waffle-tastic. He's going to even use that Primal Rage. He gets charged, but High Shiny does get cleaned up.
Not too often you see a young Korean teenager punch a Russian weightlifter to death, but that's exactly what happened there. Vol finds the pick on the Zarya and will allow them to continue to hold. Now we're down to just under 2 minutes. Time running quickly low for CLG on this offense. They do have some big ultimates to work with. For both sides, actually. So we'll have to see if they find the openings. Train, though, sneaking around right now.
Self-destruct coming out as Hydration comes in, finds the double kill with that Nano Blade already. So things looking fantastic as Hydration finds a third. So after banging their heads up against the wall in 3 pushes, they are able to clean that up, and they'll be able to take point A.
Yeah, Train had a pulse bomb, was hoping for a pick to start things off the right way on that next defensive hold, but unfortunately, while he was busy doing that, Genji cut right to the chase and cut through some enemy heroes right up as well in the process. So they lose the point. A decent defensive hold. Pretty average, maybe slightly above, but the payload going to be moving now. And so far, no major change-ups, really. Still sticking on the hog here for Waffle-tastic. See if he can find some bigger hooks down the stretch.
Evil do have this high ground, but the tools are there for CLG to try and boot them off. If Diva can get up there with his shift, but Train connecting with that pulse bomb will take out Waffle-tastic. Hydration answers right on back to Rob 420. Earth Shatter lands onto 2 members of LG Evil, and Hydration was able to get the easy reset there. Vol trying his best to fight on back as Train does get killed onto High Shiny, but the respawn advantage definitely in favor of CLG here. Train in the back line has to be careful not to get staggered. He's going to try and back away, but Hydration is on the hunt for him right now, nipping at his heels. He will be able to make it to the safety of the team. No, Hydration finally connects with the Shuriken, takes him out.
Nice pick off there by Hydration. The payload freely moving forward now. Hydration very close to that Genji Blade. They're actually going to have a Nano Blade for this next fight in all likelihood. To go with it, a whole hog and a sound barrier. It's going to be a hard push to stop here. Certainly their work cut out for the CLG side right now as he sweeps around looking for the pick. The Zen keeps eyes on him for now. Sound barrier engaged though. Zen very far away from the rest of the team, unable to lend assistance.
Primal Rage comes out from Super, but he's immediately pinned there. Hydration will be able to get the kill onto Rob 420, and now the Dragon Blade does come out on the side of LG Evil, but immediately gets shut down by High Shiny. Jake will be able to clean up Hydration, but that's just not enough quite yet as the point is getting closer and closer to the checkpoint right now. Train trying his best, but he does finally fall to that Ana, and Voss might get caught out here by himself. Jake does have the high ground control. Unfortunately, he does not have that tactical visor as the sound barrier does come out on the side of LG Evil, and here we go. Miso with the self-destruct will connect onto Vol.
Waffle-tastic could get to work here with the whole hog. He's gonna blast down the Zenyatta, looking for a bit more. The hooks don't put on for a second.
But he had the Zarya barrier to keep him alive as Train is trying his best to get this back line to look at him, and finally Waffletastic does, but it's going to be iShiny to get the first kill onto Super as the sound barrier is popped on the side of CLG right now. Shiny finding his second kill, taking out Rob 20. That's a third for him, and now they're going to push largely uncontested. They didn't have to use any ultimates there.
They still have a Nano Blade. I thought Hydration was going to drop it, but he just dashed in. He got a great deflect, doing like several hundred points of damage to multiple enemy heroes, created a lot of chaos, ultimately brings down the Soldier. And now he's going to look for more. Another good deflect, pushing the Helix Rocket back into the Soldier, and now trying to chase him down, slashing, slicing. Will kill off Jake, gets the Ana Boost a bit late, but it really wants that Tracer. One good swing would bring her down. Can't quite find it. The payload almost there.
But he's not going to be able to connect anything with it. We do have the Earth Shatter coming out. It's going to be Super that lands a nice 3-man there. He's going to keep this alive for LG Evil so far. It's a 3-for-3 fight on the point as Train is just in the back line trying his best to keep the respawners from coming in. Jake gets a kill onto Waffletastic, and finally it looks like LG Evil are going to be able to manage their defense here.
Good place to hold the payload very far in, so it's a long walk back. At the same time, it's only one fight. That's all you really need right now if you're CLG to take the point and to have a pretty good shot going into their defensive phase. Can they do it? That's the question. Slowly getting to position. No big ultimates ready yet. The Graviton fairly close. The Nano Boost not that far up, but that's about it. No follow-up for a Grav aside from whatever damage the Zarya can do. Not going to be the easiest take this time around.
Luckily for LG Evil, they do have that sound barrier. Waffletastic is starting to get focused down by Vol there as the sound barrier does come out from the defense, and we do have CLG kiting backwards, but here comes the Graviton Surge. It lands onto 3 members, but no follow-up damage quite yet. Transcendence is popped on the side of LG Evil as they've already largely won this team by getting the team wipe there. And so one more opportunity on the board for CLG to try and finish out this map. They do have an ultimate to work with, that Nano, which might be enough actually to, if you put it onto Hydration, to get him that Dragon Blade for this last team fight.
Yeah, he should get he should probably have a Nano Blade, or at least a Nano Boost into a Blade. They're likely to have a sound barrier as well, so it's a much healthier ultimate situation, but it's also their last chance here as far as pushes go. 10 seconds to go. Train stalling has done a great job at just harrying them in the backline and not letting them group up for a clean push. Nano Blade coming any second now, but the aimbot beats him to the punch. Jake comes in from behind with the ambush, trying to find them, but the D.Va just eats it all up and easily able to withstand the onslaught. Hydration still searching for those kills. He's going to find 3, cleans them up. The Soldier much less effective. Great job shutting him down by the D.Va. Dashing on to trade. Can't quite find him. The Pulse Bomb is there, doing what he can to hold the point, but the whole hog pushes him right off of it. And in the end, they will just manage to push it in, but Jamerson, it's in overtime, so it was not the fastest push in the end.
Yep, that they were able to